Well, I went to all the draft legislation meetings since January, but I was involved before. As a former school committee member, for 10 years from 1975 to 1986, periodically we have been called the former members and to help them out in certain instances over the years. And so this time I was involved in the review of this Constitution, the 1996 Constitution, a few years ago. There was a questionnaire that went out. And then after that, it was the First Nations Education Council, the Education Act, the one where, they were going to enact a new act, which is really was not acceptable to almost all of Canadian reserves here. It was total assimilation, and it wasn't a good thing. So we protested. So I was involved in that. That was almost like a 2-year process, and I was. It was a good experience to just come and be a part of that. Because I was a founding member, and I know the work on the committee has greatly increased over the years. And the Constitution needed to get looked at, and also KERA, the Kahnawà Education Act, they all needed to get looked at. And what they developed was the governmental procedural manual, which is a policy paper which, addresses all the issues that could happen in the school system. So it was a good process. It was 2 hours every Wednesday. As a grandparent now, I have grandchildren in Kahnawà school, and my grandchildren went through the school system, and it's improved so much with learning about who we are as Oklahoma people, and our curriculum has been teaching our culture, our teachings, our songs, our dances, Ohanda Goribadakwa. So I am very glad and honored to be part of this process, and that they would reach out to former members and get their opinions. So it's very valuable. I think it makes the legislation stronger. The vision is clearer. There needed to be changes in the 1996 Constitution because they had evolved, and the bylaws, they had evolved by many responsibilities that they took on. And then for the KERA, that's the Education Act, that also is a law that the parents enacted. And what's important is that from the joint unification, which was, created the Combined Schools Committee, to the 1996 Constitution, to KERA, everything that's written in there has parental, authority, responsibility, and local control. And we are here in Kahnawà one of the few reserves that have control by the parents, so and parents are very lucky, they can participate in school committees and just to make their needs, what they want for their children, and they're always on top of and they're in partnership with the schools, the principals, the teachers. So it's made the system stronger. It's made the system curriculum-wise, culturally relevant curriculum, more strong in teaching our identity to the young children, and then as they go up to grade 11 and go on to CGIPS and university, they know who they are. They could talk about it when they leave here. That's the important thing. I believe it's very important because those documents are just very important. They have a lot to say about what their responsibility is, what the school's responsibility is, what the school committee responsibility is, and having a say in your child's education is very to be involved in what your child is learning, who your teachers are, what the curriculum is, and going into the schools and being part of their education. And that's the only way it's been. It's 50 years, the Joint Unification, 1968. And their declaration is, parents, it always was parents. And that's unique. In other reserves across the country, most education, on reserve is controlled either by an education commission, authority, a regional body, or the band council. And from 1968, 50 years ago, it's always been in the hands of the parents, and for them to stay involved and to come out and participate, and when you can, and if not, I know there's a launch, and there's going to be the drafts on the website, and there's many ways. The word is out to participate, telephone, email. So I'm hoping that we do get a good turnout. We do have good discussions, It's been a long time. The Constitution is, overdue, and KERA was overdue to be amended, both of them. And the governmental manual is something that's totally new and covers all bases that parents were concerned about a few years ago. The changes, I believe, are in curriculum development in all areas. As we strengthen our cultural and curriculum, to teach the history and to teach the language and all that has improved, I think 100-fold. There's more language in the schools, and they look at math curriculum, science curriculum, the technology. There was a strategic plan which helped, community members came in and, they identified some of the strengths and some of the weaknesses, and they buckled down and they got the work done, hired people who were specialized in math, science, and I think the curriculum is stronger and getting stronger. In this process in the last couple of years. So I'm very proud of that for the past maybe 10 years, that we've been involved when they call us back for advice, always in mind of letting the parents know what is going on and asking for their participation, and working very hard with principals, teachers, and of course the students are the ones that are benefiting. So I'm very hopeful for my great-grandchildren who are learning the language right now.